we are here talking about Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and how exciting is it for it to happen in the Tampa Bay area. We have Tom Tate and Cynthia Tate here. We have Tim Oak and John Manrique on the phone, and we also have Kerri Cavanaugh and Chris Phillips here. So thank you all for coming on. Before we actually talk to the Tates, Kerri, I want to ask you, tell us, how did they become accepted or to do this?
It was
What's
a long
process.
It's a long process, and they could talk a little bit more detail because having gone through the fire, they really had the interview process is extremely intensive. They asked for a lot of things: birth certificates, social security numbers, things that they lost in the fire. So
things that you didn't have.
A lot of things we didn't have.
A lot of things you didn't have.
Yeah. So it started out with a woman that Cynthia had met through, I think, school functions. You saw her, but they didn't know personally, and she decided that she wanted to take it upon herself to do something for them. Started the ball rolling. Got in with Tampa Mayor Pam Iorio.
Can I ask who that was, if you don't mind?
Linda Meisner.
Linda Meisner. I'll think about that one. Okay. From Gorey?
Yes.
Okay. That's why it sounds familiar.
And Tampa Mayor Pam Iorio, she got involved as well and kind of took it as a personal mission in the city of Tampa, and they helped the ball rolling. And then the next thing you know, they're one of the finalists and had to do everything they needed to do. And I know that it was a long process for you guys, and I know that there were times that you probably just wanted to say, okay, enough's enough.
Of course not. That's not what you wanted, right?
Well,
There were times.
a couple of times we came close to saying, it was so intense, and all the forms we had to fill out and questionnaires, and then the waiting was the worst, because they kept you thinking that you're one of 5 finalists in the state, and I'm like,
What does that mean?
we're going to do all this and still not get it.
Right.
We have to start moving on. It's time to start. If this doesn't work out, we have to start using other avenues.
How, and I don't know if you guys will know the answer or not, but how was WCI Communities' involvement with this, and who gets them to do this?
That's ABC.
That's ABC?
They work it out with a contract and find a home builder and someone who agrees to do it, and they take from it and they go from there, and WCI takes on a huge burden trying to get everything done, and you get what you get.
And then we had the city of Tampa, Chris Phillips, taping everything, and that was just, was there any kind of red tape because it is an ABC?
There was a lot to go through. We were basically...
Like what the Tates went through?
No, from what the city of Tampa went through.
So I'm talking about the forms and the birth certificates?
No. Red tape-wise, from my end of it, you were basically positioned in one area the whole time. You couldn't move around. Obviously ABC wanted to show their portion of the show,
right?
And they wanted to keep some of it secret, so we were pretty much limited where we could go and what we could shoot and what we could do.
And obviously you couldn't shoot in the house, and still can't yet, right?
Right.
What some of the B-roll that we're seeing right now actually was shot by you, Chris. So thank you very much. How you two are huge in the community. I mean, really. I mean, everybody knows Tate's on Davis Island. Everybody goes there. Everybody grew up going there. How was the community support for you guys? And get with the Extreme Makeover people, did people submit videos saying, you have to help them out, you have to help the Tates?
Yeah, it started from the first day. The whole community supported us. They collected money at the local stores to help us get things, because we lost all our clothes, we lost everything. So that started right away.
People don't understand what everything. Yeah, people don't understand what everything means.
I remember the first thing that I realized I don't have after the fire. And I went to my sister-in-law's, where were we going to go? And all of a sudden I realized I don't have a purse. I don't have anything.
You don't have car keys.
And you don't, it's stuff you take for granted, I guess, on a daily basis. No, my car keys were in the house. Everything was in the house. Everything was in the house.
You were in the house.
I was in the house.
Okay, do you want to talk about that just a little bit, or?
Yeah.
What?
I was standing in the living room. It was supposed to be a very stormy day. I don't even remember the storm. I didn't remember the storm at first, but it was raining very hard. I was going to go outside. Excuse me. I had emptied my purse. I was cleaning out my purse. I should have been doing laundry. There were so many things I should have been doing because no one was home, just me. It was my day off. And I
Did you say it was my day off?
Oh, it was my day off that day, and I wasn't doing anything. And I kept thinking, I got to get something done, but I love the stormy weather. And I was going to walk outside, and I stepped back into the house in front of the TV because they were going to show it, Doppler. And I heard something, and I didn't know what. I thought it was on TV, and I looked, and I like, what is that? And then I heard like twice that noise, and I could feel it. You know, I had all the verticals open that day so that I could, well, 2 windows. We didn't have near as many windows as we do now, but I had the 2 the windows open, and there it was. The plane was just coming at me, and then it kind of made a turn. I don't know. I remember now when I think about seeing the plane that it really was raining hard. Yeah. And I just followed it to the next window, and there was a big explosion, and I kept thinking there had to be a lot of people on the plane because I could see some of it in the window. Now I know the back of the house is on fire, and they're...
I couldn't imagine, being a mother myself, I couldn't imagine going through what you went through, and an animal lover and owner. Yeah. We actually have John and Tim from WCI Communities on the phone with us. Whoever wants to answer this can. John or Tim, can you tell us what the WCI, your involvement was, and how you got selected to be involved in this process?
This is Tim Oak.
Hello, Tim Oak.
Hey, Timmy.
How's everybody today?
Doing great.
You don't have to ask us that, Tim.
It's not raining.
It's not raining. The house is beautiful.
Fantastic. We love hearing that. To be honest with you, we received a call from the Extreme Home Makeover folks. I believe one of our business partners, either Kohler or one of the folks that both the Extreme Home folks use and the WCI uses, suggested that the show call us. But I believe they called Mike Curtin, didn't they, John?
Yes, they did. So we got the call from Conrad and Diane. It's one of those calls that you're happy to say yes to.
And what a great way to get involved. I mean, not that you aren't already completely involved in the community, but what a great way and what a great family to do this for.
Oh, I've got to tell you, we had a blast. I mean, once you get past, the initial shock and understand, okay, well, we do have to go for hours.
Right.
That was really, for me, it turned out to be a great, great experience. And I think you could ask any one of the 700 volunteers we had from our company, and they would all say the same thing. It was just a fantastic week that we spent up in Tampa.
I'm glad you said that. So how were you received by the community? You had 700 volunteers. The mayor did a parade.
Oh, I was laughing with one of the reporters because she had asked what was what did you like about this week? And normally I'm a home builder.
Right.
So you look around and you're building this home on the street. There's news cameras. There's people all day and night watching you. You're being cheered.
Right.
When does that happen in my business?
I
was signing autographs on people's hearts.
I think that's wonderful. Now, are you going to tune in, Kerri? Something that you guys have produced is going to air.
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock Sunday, March 4th. ABC Action News will have the Extreme Makeover Home Edition, the Tate Family pre-show, and that's at 7 o'clock, and we'll get everybody ready for the big reveal on ABC at 8 o'clock.
Tim and John, thank you for calling in. I know one of you is driving on Alligator Alley, so we appreciate it. And Chris, thank you for all the B-roll footage. But I want to ask you, before we go to our last break, you're going to be on national television, along with Tim and John, I'm sure. You're going to be on national television on Sunday. What does that feel like for you?
That explains it. We don't know what.
There are no words. It's just, this has been incredible.
And your lives have changed. Obviously, you're going to be stars.
I hope not.
And your kids are going to be stars.
I hope not. And we're a legend in our own minds.
I'll give Tim my autograph if he gives me his.
So we have to take our last break. Thank you guys all for coming. I'm assuming you're going to have a party Sunday at 7 at Tate's. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm hiding all day.
Thank you all. We'll be watching, and this can happen to nicer
thank you.
people.
To all of Tampa, thank you so much.
And Tim and John, thank you. Thank you all.